Hello again and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are having hope you guys had an awesome week because we finally made it to the weekend, rocked out whatever goals, hopes, plans, dreams, ambitions you had and made it happen for sure. Quickly, before we get started here, Wednesday, doTERRA's convention starts. It is literally Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days away. Holy guacamole. This event for you is if you are at all interested or you know anybody that's interested in essential oils, natural wellness, living an alternative wellness lifestyle, holistic nutrition, anything along that sort of lines. It's a week-long event. Personal wellness realized, new products, exclusive products, meet the farmers from the countries of where the products come from. That's actually an amazing experience in itself. See the impact through the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation. That's an amazing charitable foundation run by doTERRA. That one's actually awesome. And you also get to have an entrepreneurial inspiration. So if you're looking to make a little bit of extra money, especially nowadays, right? Inflation, prices rising through the roof. This is a great opportunity to at least be open to look at. So if that sounds like something that you or somebody you know of is interested in, definitely reach out to me. Like I said, it starts on Wednesday. Tickets are still available. Definitely reach out to me. Drop me a comment, send me a message, and we will definitely get you rocking and rolling. I'm so excited. I actually can't believe that it's next week. I thought it was this week, actually. That's how excited I am. It's actually one of my favorite times of year. So definitely, I need to take a breath after that. All right, so that's where I'm going to cut that off for today. Trust me when I tell you I can go on and on about not only that, but all there's so much cool stuff going on over here. So with that, let's get right into today's topic. Today, we wanted to do the next rendition of our Financial Friday. This is where we help with financial tips. We all want to get a little bit more richer, right? A little bit more quicker if we can. And there is certain things that you can do to help, increase the amount of finances that you have in your life. And it's actually not that difficult when you take a common sense approach to it. One of the things that I had to learn real quickly is that you need to get outside of your head. When you're in your head, problems just seem so much worse than they normally are. So before I even get into it, the number one thing I can tell you is that it's a mindset. What did I hear? Your money will only go as far as your mindset will allow it to. So, right? If you are afraid of money, if you are, scared of when you think your next paycheck's coming in, that's a mindset that you need to really get under control before you can or it's not before you can even, during the process, you will really understand how much of a mindset game it is. And, maybe I'll dive further into that one later on. But without further ado, let's get right into how you can, what do I have? Things you can do today that can help you on your path to financial freedom. It's actually not that difficult if we take a common sense approach to it. These are some tips that help me. Hopefully they help you too. Maybe you get some value out of them. And who knows, maybe use one or two of these in your own life. Come back here, tell me how great that worked out for you. All right, so with that, I need to take a deep breath. I'm so excited over here. There's so much excitement. First of all, I love helping people with their finances. Second of all, convention is next week. So much exciting things going on. And it's Friday. Woo-hoo. All right. So, number one thing that we have to do, or that we can do today in order to help kickstart us on the path to financial freedom, is spend less than you make. Right? Like I said, common sense, the stuff's easy. You can it's easy. One of the things that I learned more than anything, and this is with regards to anything in life, what's easy to do is easy not to do. Right? This stuff's easy. It's too easy. Spend less than you make, right? That's You know, there's no real earth-shattering news over here, right? This is stuff that we already know. This is really the key to it, and this is actually something, as much as we know this and it's a common sense approach to it, this is something that I really had to learn, right? My story very quickly is that when I grew up, my dad always told me that money burned a hole in my pocket. And for me, it wasn't my money. So, I mean, what difference did it make, right? Up until I actually had to be responsible for my own finances. And then you have to pay for, you know, everything that you want, which is awesome stuff always. That is so grateful or great. It brings so much greatness to your life. But then there's also the stuff that needs to be bought. Toothpaste, toilet paper, laundry. Oh my goodness, laundry, right? Heating, shelter, all sorts of stuff. Car maintenance. Now gas prices are through the roof. Holy guacamole. I actually heard that the average American can't actually afford a $400 car emergency. And I can only imagine that that is not too much different up here in Canada. So I mean, that's the reality of it, right? This is stuff that we're not taught in school. We don't get taught, you know, to save our money, to spend less than we make. We get taught to take on debt, right? Credit cards. Actually, one of the things that really blew my mind is that you, as an 18-year-old kid, you can get $250,000 student loan debt in order to go to college or university. That same 18-year-old kid is not eligible for a $10,000 business loan in order to start his own business and create wealth for him and society. Right? That's where our school system has got it wrong. Right there. And you don't really learn this stuff, right? You don't realize any of this stuff until it's, you know, quote unquote too late. And, you know, you're already in mountains of student loan debt before you even realize. For me, I went to college for welding. And as soon as I came out of college, all the employers, they all said that they wanted 3 years experience. And I said, I just got out of college. Where am I supposed to get 3 years experience from? Oh, well, sorry, you know, come back when you got 3 years experience. And that's the reality of it nowadays, right? The reality of it is when you go to college or university, you are not guaranteed a position in the field that you graduated from. Not only that, but Tina went to school for early childhood education. So she wanted to be, you know, at the very least a teacher's assistant. But, you know, mixed with the amount of teacher's assistants and the money that they don't make, it's not actually that good of a job. You realize that, you know, a little bit later on that, you know, maybe you didn't go down the route that you wanted to originally. So this is the stuff that we're talking about, right? Spending less than you make is the very first thing that you have to do in order to create an abundance in your bank account, right? Nobody loves anything more than seeing excess money in the bank at the end of the month, right? A lot of times there's too much month at the end of the money. And we need to get back to more money at the end of the month, right? That's the way that we need it. And the very first thing we can do to get that is to spend less than we make. You already know what you make. You already know, if you don't know what you spend and you don't know what you make, write it down. Get it out of your head. I promise you, your mind will make things out to seem so much different than they are. Get it out of your head onto paper and realize how much money you have to play with. You can't become financially independent if you don't know the numbers. This is one thing that I will say that school is great for is math class, because math class allows you to do the math for these numbers. If you can't do math, there's a simple app on your phone called the calculator. It works. Trust me when I tell you that. Number 2 thing that we can do today to help with help on our path to financial freedom is to set up separate accounts actually, this one's a 2-part. So the first part is to set up separate accounts in your bank account. And this one actually worked for me so well. And it still works for me to this day. So what you can do is in your bank account, if you can't do it online, more likely than not, you'd be able to do it in the branch. But I feel like 99% of banks, you're able to open up multiple accounts in it. And that's what I did, right? I literally, on my phone, I was able to just go through the app and set up accounts that way. So for me, it wasn't actually that hard. Other people, it might be a little bit harder. You might have to go into the branch. Not hard, but, you know, Again, like I said, this stuff's easy. Setting up separate accounts. Okay, so you have to take a little bit of time out of your day to go and sit at the branch for a little bit to open up separate accounts. It's not that hard. Stuff's too easy. It's too easy over here. So we're setting up separate accounts because we want to make sure that we have money in an account for any situation that happens. Bills, emergency fund, vacation fund, car fund. What do we have? We have emergency, house fund, car fund, vacation fund, maybe one more. I know they have one set up for my fantasy leagues, right? So for me, that was actually easy. I get money from the fantasy leagues and the fantasy sports leagues, and I put them into a separate account that I don't touch. And that's actually really beneficial for me because at the end of the year, when come time for payout, people want their money. It's like the government, right? It's like tax man. They want their money. So that's what I do, right? Separate accounts for me really help me. The second part of that is to get your finances automated into these accounts. Don't think about it. We as people, we tend to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt, and we can be a little bit less hard on ourselves than we need to at that current moment. So what that leads to is money not going to certain accounts because you have different obligations that need to be paid for right away, right? So that's why we get it automated. Automate it right out of your bank account. Automate it right out of your paycheck if you can. But if you can't, automate it right as soon as the money comes into your bank. That way you're seeing your checking balance as what your checking balance actually is. As opposed to, okay, this is what I have. Now I need to move over this, and this. And then all of a sudden you're left with a lot less than you thought you had. And that's when corners start to get cut, right? Maybe your emergency fund doesn't need all the money in it this week. Or, maybe vacation, we kind of had a weekend getaway. So, that's off to the wayside. Car maintenance. Oh, we just bought a brand new car. What could possibly go wrong? That's the best one right there, right? So automate your savings accounts or automate your money into your savings accounts. So therefore you don't actually have to think about it. All of your money gets transferred over at once, and therefore you have money in your savings account so you can be better than the average person that doesn't have the money to fund a car emergency. And that's really the worst fear for the majority of people, right? If your car breaks down, that's your main transportation to your money-making source, right? Your job. So, if there's one thing that we should make sure that we have is money for a car expense. If indeed, the devastation does happen, at least we're covered, right? We're covered to a certain extent. Maybe we can't cover the whole thing, but it's not going to be a huge burden on us or on our checkings account because we have that money in the savings. So create separate accounts, get your money automated into those accounts, try it out. If that doesn't work, definitely come back here and tell me that different savings accounts didn't do anything to help your financial situation and you're actually worse off for it. Definitely come back here and tell me about that. Talk to me about that. I would love to hear the story behind that because that one helped me really more than anything. So definitely come and tell me how that one went for you. Number 3, meal prep. Meal prep. Prepare your meals in advance. This one was a mind blower for me, right? This is another thing, right? When you're young, nobody teaches you this. Nobody talks about, this is what really, follow me for a quick minute here, right? If we make 3 meals a day and there's 365 days in the year, right? On a quick math calculation, that's what? 1,095 meals, right? 1,095 meals. I think I got that math right. 300 times 3 is 9. 6 times 3 is 180 is 1,080. 1,095. I think I got that math right. 1,995 meals you're going to have to create in the year, or you're going to have to make in the year. Right? That's crazy. Even if we were to do it times the weekday. 3 meals a day times 5 days in the week, in the work week, that's 15 meals that we have to create, right? So this is where I'm talking in the morning I wake up at, before the crack of dawn. We call it dumb o'clock over at work. We actually have a few choice words for it, but I'll use that one to stay, video friendly, we'll call it. And so that's where, for me, if I was to wake up in the morning before I'm even alive and have to cook 2 meals that day and then get together snacks for my work week, or not my work week, my work day, then come home after work and sit down, realize what I want to make, and then cook dinner that night, then go to sleep, wake up, do it all in. That's just giving me a headache just thinking about it. Right? Like, that's so much cooking and preparing and time out of your schedule, right? We don't have time. This is one of the things that meal prep really helped me with, was we don't really have time as people in our busy on-the-go schedules in order to create or to cook meals all day, every day. Right? Not normally do we have that time. So what ends up happening? We buy food and then we end up, getting something on the way home. McDonald's or Tim Hortons or, something along that lines. Or maybe we've had a rough week, so we're going to do pizza tonight. Give us a couple meals, right? So this is what I'm talking about. Meal prep helped me just organize my life. Take a chunk of necessary things to do and sort of take it out of my life. So now what I do is on Sunday, Tina and I, we really bang out the meal prep on Sunday. Sunday's an easy day for us. Saturday we kind of sleep in a little bit, catch up on the week, hecticness. And then on Sunday we kind of have that relaxing time that we calm down and we're able to do our own thing. That's where we really lean into the meal prep, because not only does it help us throughout the week not have to think about what we're eating, not have to think about what we're cooking, we just take it out of the fridge, put it in our lunch bag, and we're gone. It also helps us save money on buying fast food because we don't have to think about what we're eating. Right? We don't have to think about anything. We just have it in the fridge, ready to go. It just needs to be warmed up. This was one of the things, these 3 right here, spend less than you make, separate bank accounts, meal prepping, are what started me on my financial journey. Because these 3 things right here, especially meal prep, right? You don't really understand how much you spend on food, on fast food and groceries until you stop with the fast food, right? Until you stop eating out, you really don't understand how much money you actually spend on it. Actually, side note, until you look at your credit card statement, you don't understand how much you spend on fast food. And I can, like, for us, it was like the one month, it was like $800, I think it was. That's crazy. That's like $30 a day, right? That's nuts. So for us, right, it was a huge thing where we meal prepped, and the meal prep helped us not only save time, effort, energy in our days, but also save money in the bank account, have us a little bit extra so that we have some wiggle room. My next tip here is essential oils. I put essential oils in here because when we're talking about money, actually money problems are the #1 cause for divorce. So, I mean, to say that, it's a little bit of a touchy subject, we'll call it, is an understatement, right? So essential oils actually have a very inner ability to help calm and relax our senses. An oil blend that I have here, like Balance, is actually called the grounding blend from doTERRA. And what that does is it's actually really helpful for grounding your emotions, right? When we're talking about money, especially not having enough of it, right? Emotions can run real high. And, stuff can come up in conversation, in your thought processes that doesn't need to be there and does not serve you very well at all. That's why I love using Balance grounding blend, just as a nice grounding, sort of take me from my, emotions running high, sort of back down to a level playing field so that I can think, right? When you're angry, you don't really tend to think too much about what you're saying, and you tend to say things that you don't really mean. Bringing yourself back down to a grounding level experience helps you just process your thoughts a little bit more. My next blend that I have here is Adaptive, and Adaptive is a newer blend that doTERRA brought out a couple years ago at convention, and that one is great for, you know, the name is really what you're talking about it, right? It's, you know, when you need to adapt to certain circumstances, when you need to adapt to not having enough money, or you need to adapt to now having more money. For me, like I said, money burned a hole in my pocket. So when I got lots of it, it was gone almost instantly. So for me, I had to adapt, right, to having a little bit more money, to being able to save more money, to telling myself that I don't need to spend it all. I'm actually allowed to keep some, you know, for myself to have a little bit, right? So essential oils are great for helping promote that calming, relaxing environment, especially when emotions run high when dealing with finances. And my last one here, more than anything, is to consider life coaching. Right? Life is hard, and you know, dealing with finances, dealing with life when you don't have enough money is even harder, I would say, than anything else. But it doesn't have to be like that, right? The majority of times you just need to change your thought process. You just need to give yourself a little bit of a break, right? Understand that you are doing the best you can in this crazy thing called life. You don't really have an instruction manual. So if this sounds like something that you're going through, or somebody that you know is going through this, book a free consultation today with a certified life coach like myself, and be on your way to living your best life yet. That was fun. I had a lot of fun with that one. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know I had a lot of fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils, how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, tickets for convention, definitely reach out to me, drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day and an even better weekend. And I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.